continue our discussion on inverse trigonometric functions. Last time we started with properties. Today we have to discuss three properties. The first set of properties, sine inverse of minus x is minus sine inverse of x for all values of x lying in domain of the function which is minus 1 to plus 1. Cos inverse of minus x, this is pi minus cos inverse of x for all values which lie between minus 1 and plus 1. Similarly for tan inverse of minus x, it's minus of tan inverse of x for all real values of x. Cosecant inverse of minus x is minus cosecant inverse of x for all x lying in the interval minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. And secant inverse of minus x is pi minus secant inverse of x for all x in the same interval. Cot inverse of minus x is pi minus cot inverse of x for all real values of x. So you must have observed that we have very similar formulas for sine inverse, tan inverse and cosecant inverse. And cos inverse, secant inverse and cot inverse, they have similar formulas. The fourth property, that is sine inverse of 1 by x is equal to cosecant inverse of x for all x in the interval minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. And cos inverse of 1 by x is secant inverse of x. Tan inverse of 1 by x, this has two results, cot inverse of x for positive values of x and minus pi plus cot inverse of x for negative values of x. And the fifth property, that is sine inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is pi by 2 for all x in the interval minus 1 to plus 1. Tan inverse of x plus cot inverse of x, this is also pi by 2 for all real values of x. And secant inverse of x plus cosecant inverse of x, this is pi by 2 for all x in the interval minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. Results. Let us prove sine inverse of minus x, this is equal to minus sine inverse of x. So let's say sine inverse of minus x is theta. This means sine of theta is minus x, or we have minus sine theta, this is equal to x, or x is minus sine theta can be written sine of minus theta. So this gives us minus theta as sine inverse of x, or theta as minus of sine inverse of x. So this is theta, sine inverse of minus x, and this is also theta, this is minus sine inverse of x. This is how we prove this. Let's prove another one, that is cos inverse of minus x. This is pi minus cos inverse of x. So let's say cos inverse of minus x is alpha. This means cos of alpha is minus x, or x is minus cos of alpha. This can be written cos of pi minus alpha, or pi minus alpha is cos inverse of x. This is pi minus alpha is cos inverse of minus x. This is equal to cos inverse of x. So this gives us cos inverse of minus x as pi minus cos inverse of x. This proves this. Inverse of 1 by x is equal to secant inverse of x. Let's say cos inverse of 1 by x is theta. This means cos theta is 1 by x, or x is secant of theta, or theta is secant inverse of x. This is theta, this is cos inverse of 1 by x, and this is same as secant inverse of x. This is how we prove cos inverse of 1 by x is equal to secant inverse of x. Let's prove one more result, tan inverse of x plus cot inverse of x. This is equal to pi by 2. For better understanding, students, you must prove these results. So to prove this one, tan inverse of x is, let's say, angle beta. This means x is tan of beta. This can be written cot of pi by 2 minus beta, or pi by 2 minus beta is cot inverse of x. And what is beta? Beta is tan inverse of x. So pi by 2 minus tan inverse of x. This is cot inverse of x. This means tan inverse of x plus cot inverse of x. This is equal to pi by 2. And this is what we wanted to. Questions based on whatever we have learned just now. The first one, we have to evaluate sine of cos inverse of 5 by 13. Let's say cos inverse of 5 by 13 is angle alpha. This means cos of alpha is 5 by 13. We draw a triangle. This is alpha. Cos is ratio of base to hypotenuse. Find out perpendicular. 13 square minus 5 square under root. That will be 12. Since outside we have sine, we find out sine of alpha, which is 12 by 13, or alpha is sine inverse of 12 by 13. So this is now sine of alpha, and value of sine of alpha is 12 by 13. So this is the answer. This can also be written sine of cos inverse of 5 by 13 is sine inverse of 12 by 13. And sine of sine inverse 12 by 13. Since 12 by 13 lies between minus 1 to plus 1, sine and sine inverse will cancel out. This is 12 by 13. Second, we have to find secant of sine inverse of 12 by 13. Sine inverse of 12 by 13 is let's say angle beta. This means sine of beta is 12 by 13. So we draw a triangle. This is 12, this is 13, this will be 5. And we find out secant of beta, which is 13 upon 5. So this can be written secant inverse of 13 by 5, which is 13 by 5. Next, we have to evaluate cot of cos inverse of 3 by 5. Let's say cos inverse of 3 by 5 is angle gamma. This is angle gamma. So this means cos of gamma is 3 by 5. So this is 3, this is 5, this will be 4. Outside we have cot. Let's find out cot of gamma. Cot is base upon perpendicular is 3 by 4. So this is cot of, this can be written cot inverse of 3 by 4, and this is 3 by 4. Next, we have to find cos of tan inverse 24 by 7. This can be written, let's say tan inverse of 24 by 7 is angle theta. So we draw a triangle, this is theta. Tan theta is 24 by 7. So using Pythagoras theorem, this will be 25. So this is, outside we have cos. We find out cos theta. Cos theta is 7 upon 25. So this is cos inverse of 7 by 25, and this is 7 by 25. So 7 by 25 is the find value of sine of cot inverse of x. So let's say cot inverse of x is alpha. This means cot of alpha. This is x. So we draw a triangle. This is alpha. Cot is x. This is 1. This will be 1 plus x square under the root. 1 square plus x square under the root. Using Pythagoras theorem. What is sine of alpha here? Sine of alpha is 1 by perpendicular upon hypotenuse. And sine of cot inverse of x, this is now sine of sine inverse of 1 by 1 plus x square under the root. So this is 1 upon 1 plus x square under the root. Next, cos of tan inverse of x. Let's say tan inverse of x is beta. This means tan beta is x. Draw a triangle. This is angle beta. Tan is perpendicular to base. This side will be 1 square plus x square under the root. Outside we have cos. Let's find out cos of beta. It's based upon hypotenuse. 1 upon 1 plus x square under the root. And cos of tan inverse of x. This is cos of cos inverse of 1 upon 1 plus x square under 4, which is 1 upon 1 plus x square under 4. The next one, we have to find value of cos of sine inverse of 1 by 4 plus secant inverse of 4 by 3. So secant inverse of 4 by 3, this can be written cos inverse of 3 by 4. So let's write, this is cos of sine inverse 1 by 4 and plus this is cos inverse of 3 by 4. This is like cos of alpha plus beta, and cos of alpha plus beta we know is cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta. This is cos of sine inverse of 1 by 4 cos alpha cos beta cos of cos inverse of 3 by 4 minus sin of alpha sin of sine inverse 1 by 4 into sin of beta sin of, this is cos inverse of 3 by 4. Next, we evaluate cos of sine inverse of 1 by 4. Sine inverse of 1 by 4 is, let's say, angle, this is alpha. So this means sine alpha is 1 by 4. This is 1 and this is 4. This will be root of 15. So this is cos of, find out cos of alpha from this, which is root 15 by 4. So this is cos, sine inverse of 1 by 4 is cos inverse of root 15 by 4. Cos of cos inverse of 3 by 4, this will be into 3 by 4. Minus sine of sine inverse 1 by 4 is 1 by 4 into sine of cos inverse of 3 by 4. Let's say cos inverse of 3 by 4, this is angle beta. So we draw a triangle, this is beta. Cos of beta is 3 by 4. This is 3, this is 4. This will be 4 square, 16 minus 3 square 9. This is 7, root of 7. And what is sine of beta here? Sine of beta is root 7 by 4. So this will be 1 by 4. And then sine of, this is sine inverse of root 7 by 4. We simplify this. This is root 15 by 4 into 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4 into root 7 by 4. That's 3 root 15 minus root 7 upon 4 into 4, that is 16. This next we have to find value of sine of cot inverse of cos of tan inverse of 1. We start from tan inverse of 1. Tan inverse of 1 is, let's say, alpha. This means tan of alpha is 1. 1 is tan pi by 4. So alpha is pi by 4. So now this expression can be written sine of cot inverse of cos of tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4. So this is cos of pi by 4. So sine of then cot inverse of cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Next, cot inverse of 1 by root 2 is, let's say, angle beta. This means this is beta, cot beta is 1 by root 2. So third side, this will be 1 square plus root 2 square, root 3. So this is sine of, now this can be written sine inverse of root 2 upon root 3. Sine and sine inverse, this will cancel out. So this is root of 2 by 3. The next one, we have to prove secant square. We have to prove secant square of tan inverse of 2 plus cosecant square of cot inverse of 3 is equal to 15. So this can be done in two ways. First way, let us say tan inverse of 2, tan inverse of 2, this is angle alpha, and cot inverse of 3, that is angle beta. So we have left hand side as secant square of alpha and plus cosecant square of beta. This gives us tan of alpha as 2, and from this cot of beta is 3. Secant square of alpha is 1 plus tan square of alpha. Cosecant square of beta is 1 plus cot square beta. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus tan square of alpha. Tan alpha is 2, square of that will be 4. Cot beta is 3, 3 square, this is 9, is equal to 15, same as the right hand side. Another way to solve the same question is that we write left hand side as secant square of tan inverse of 2 and plus cosecant square of cot inverse of 3. This is secant square of, now tan inverse of 2 is alpha. We draw a triangle in which tan of alpha is 2, that is perpendicular to base, and this will be root of 5. So tan inverse of 2, we have to change this to secant inverse. So tan of alpha is 2, so secant of alpha, that's root 5 upon 1. So this can be written secant inverse of root 5 plus this is cosecant square of, cot inverse of 3 is beta. This is beta. So cot is 3. So this is 3, this is 1. This will be 3 square plus 1 square root of 10. And cosecant inverse of root 10 upon 1. This is secant inverse of root 5 and whole square. This is cosecant inverse of root 10 and whole square. This is root 5 square, which is 5, plus root 10 square, which is 10. 10 plus 5, 15. This is second way of solving the same of x. Given this is equal to this. This is cot inverse of x plus 1. So let's say this is alpha. So this means cot of alpha is x plus 1 upon 1. And what will be this side? It's x plus 1 whole square plus 1 square and under the root. And what is sine of alpha here? Sine of alpha is 1 upon this thing. Is 1 upon x square plus 2x, 1 plus 1, this is 2. And this is under the root. So this can be written sine inverse of 1 upon x square plus 2x plus 2. This is cos of tan inverse of x. Let's say tan inverse of x is beta. This is beta. This means tan beta is x. This is x, this is 1. This is 1 plus x square and under the root. So this is cos of, what is cos of beta? Cos of beta is 1 upon root of 1 plus x square. So this can be written cos inverse of 1 by root of 1 plus x square. Sine and sine inverse will cancel out. We have 1 upon x square plus 2x plus 2 under the root. And this is 1 upon 1 plus x square under the root. Squaring both sides, x square plus 2x plus 2. This is 1 upon x square plus 1. Cross multiplying and then cancelling x square. We got 2x is equal to 1 minus 2, or x is minus 1 by 2. This is solution of this cos inverse of 3 by 5 plus sine inverse of 5 by 13 is 63 by 65. Let us say this is A and this is B. So sine of A plus B, left hand side, this will be sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. That is, it will be sine of cos inverse of 3 by 5 into cos of sine inverse of 5 by 13 plus cos of, this is cos inverse of 3 by 5 into sine inverse of 5 by 13. Cos of A is 3 by 5. This is A, this is 3, this is 5, this will be 4. So this is sine of cos inverse of 3 by 5 can be written sine inverse of 4 by 5. Similarly, we have sine inverse of 5 by 13. So this is like sine of B is equal to 5 by 13. Sine of B is 5 by 13. This is 5, this is 13, this will be 12. So this is cos of sine inverse of 5 by 13 is cos inverse of 12 by 13. Cos inverse of 12 by 13. Next, cos inverse of 3 by 5 is 3 by 5. Sine this will be 5 by 13. So this is 4 by 5 into 12 by 13 plus this is 15 by 65. 48 plus 15 is 63. So 63 upon 60. We have to prove this plus this is equal to 2b by a. This is same as this. So let us say half cos inverse of a by b. This is alpha. So left hand side, that's tan of pi by 4 plus alpha, and plus tan is pi by 4 minus alpha. We know formulas for these. This is 1 plus tan alpha upon 1 minus tan alpha. This is 1 minus tan alpha, and this is 1 plus tan of alpha. This is 1 minus tan square of alpha, 1 plus tan of alpha, this is whole square, and this is 1 minus tan of alpha whole square. A plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square is 2 times a square plus b square. 1 plus this is tan square of alpha, and upon 1 minus tan square of alpha. So now we start from this. This gives us cos of, this is cos inverse of a by b, this is 2 alpha, or cos of 2 alpha, this is equal to a by b. Now cos of 2 alpha is 1 minus tan square of alpha upon 1 plus tan square of alpha. So this is equal to a by b. We substitute this value here. This is 2, 1 minus upon this will be a, and this is b. This is same as the right hand side. And the next one, we are given tan inverse of this expression is alpha. We have to prove that x square is sine of 2 alpha. Let's start from this. 1 plus x square under the root minus root of 1 minus x square, then 1 plus x square plus 1 minus x square. This is equal to tan of alpha. Tan of alpha is sine of alpha upon this is cos of alpha. Now applying componendo and dividendo. Numerator plus denominator. 1 plus x square minus 1 minus x square. This is componendo and dividendo when ratio a by b is equal to, let's say, c by d. On applying componendo and dividendo, we have a plus b upon a minus b. When one ratio is equal to second, then we can apply componendo and dividendo both sides to get this c plus d upon c minus d. So this plus denominator, root of 1 plus x square, root of 1 minus x square upon numerator minus denominator, minus 1 minus x square minus root of 1 plus x square, root 1 minus x square. This is sin alpha plus cos alpha upon numerator minus denominator. This factor cancels, this term cancels, and here 1 plus x square, this will cancel. We have this plus this, that is 2 times root of 1 plus x square, and this is minus 2 times root 1 minus x square. Sin alpha plus cos alpha upon sin alpha minus cos of alpha. Cancel out 2. Shift this negative term to this side. 1 plus x square under the root upon 1 minus x square under root is sin alpha plus cos alpha upon cos alpha minus sin alpha. Squaring both sides. 1 plus x square upon 1 minus x square. Sin alpha plus cos alpha whole square is sin square of alpha plus cos square alpha, which is 1, plus 2 sin alpha into cos of alpha. And cos alpha minus sin alpha whole square, cos square alpha plus sin square alpha, 1 minus 2 sin alpha into cos of alpha. This is 1 plus x square upon 1 minus x square. Now 2 sin alpha cos alpha, this is sin of 2 alpha. This is 1 minus sin of 2 alpha. Now comparing, we get x square equals to sin of 2 alpha. This is what we wanted to do.